Hi, it's Kathy Schmitt, and I'm the Backyard Stamper. And today I'd like to show you how to make this bay window card. It will stand up on its own, and it also will fit in a normal envelope. The stamp sets that I'm using are Season of Chic and Seaside Bay. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at backyardstamper@gmail.com. And my online store is kathyschmidt.stampinup.net in case you see anything today that you would like to purchase. Stampin' Up's brand new catalog, annual catalog, it just came out. And it runs from May this month, 2023, until April of 2024. And Season of Chic is on page 40. There are dies that go along with it. I'm not using the dies today, but I just wanted to let you know that there are matching dies. I'm using the Seashell and the Thinking of You. And from the Seaside Bay, I'm using the Heartfelt Sympathy and the little seashell. And the project, our supplies are, we need a quarter sheet for the inside, a piece of, this is Sahara Sand, which just retired, but honestly, I have 3 packs of it, so I'm going to show it to you today. This measures 4 1/4 by 1 7/8, and we need a circle cut from the Stylish Shapes dies. The Seaside Bay had some cards, some designer series paper that went along with it, and I'm going to use a sheet of this today. So I've made this one using the balmy blue, and I've got this one that uses the Petal pink and Pool Party, and now we're going to use the one that has Night of Navy and the other colors. But my base supplies don't change just because of my paper. I did multiple cards the same way. So the first thing you're going to do is, I like to always make more than one card at a time. So since my card is going to fold the long way in the middle, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to score my cardstock, and then I'll cut it. So the first score is at 5/8, 2 1/4, 3 7/8, and 5 1/2. And then I'm going to take my paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut that right down the middle. And I can do 2 cards now. So 4 1/4. All right, so that's all the cutting we have to do. Well, actually not. But let's go ahead and set one of the pieces aside, and we'll go ahead and burnish this one. So I'm going to just burnish all my score lines. And then this last one, I'm going to go backwards, and I'll show you why in just a minute. So I've got them, you can kind of see how my bay window is going to go like that. Okay. And let's go ahead and set these pieces aside for a moment too. And we'll cut our designer series paper. So I'll show you how to do that. So if you cut at 4 1/8 along one side, that leaves you a 1 7/8 inch piece. And then we're going to cut this at 1.5. The whole piece, every 1.5, you're going to make a cut. So 1.5, 3, and 4.5. Okay, these are the cut marks. I just did it backwards, so I started with 4.5, 3, and 1.5. All right, and then this little piece here, you're going to cut at 4 1/8. All right. And I'm going to trim that to 1.5 as well. There. That's all our cutting. Save these for another project. Okay, so we've got all these. So I'm going to bring back my pieces now. On this strip, take the one that was the leftover, so to speak, and we're going to go ahead and attach that with multi-purpose liquid glue or seal, whichever is your favorite adhesive. There. And we'll set that aside. That's going to go with the middle piece, or the inside piece, and we got this piece here. Let's set aside too. Okay, so now I've got, oh, you know what? That was a ding-dong moment. I didn't need that piece for that because I cut 4 pieces. What I needed that extra piece for was, well, I'll use it. So what I should have done is, here are my 4 pieces. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's how I should have glued it. But I misglued this one. So I'm going to take one of these. First, I'm going to put my patterns together so they match up in the direction that I cut them. So it's like that. So those will be my bay windows. This one will be the odd man out, which is fine. And now this one is going to need to be cut at 1/2 inch. Sorry, I just totally confused you guys. Let me do it with another piece of designer paper just so you have it right. You just grab any old one. Okay. So here we go again. Let me just show you one more time because I messed up my cutting and gluing. You take your 6x6 paper and cut it one side at 4 1/8. Okay, then you cut these at 1.5 all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you get 4 panels of 1.5. Then you're going to take this piece and cut at 1/2 inch. Set this side aside for another project, and then cut this one at 4 1/8. There. Those are the cuts I should have made when I just showed you. So here we go. We'll do that. So now those are the same cuts as what I have now. I just cut them in a different order. Hopefully you're not too confused. All right, so we're going to take our panels and attach them with our liquid glue. And it's just a skinny margin all the way around. And I just got glue on those because I had glue on my fingers. Okay. And we'll do this one just to, you know, you don't need to put quite so much glue on so that it smushes out, which is what I did. Don't do what I said. Or don't do what I do. Okay. And the last one goes there. All right, so I think you can see my window is coming together. There, 3 panels ready to go. This little strip is going to actually tuck in, but when the card's unfolded, or fold, you know, just before you actually make the bay window stand up, you want that to be decorated too. So my whole front is now decorated. Okay, so then come to the inside, and I like to stamp first in case I have to do a flip, and I'm going to stamp with my Sahara Sand, and I'm going to do on my circle, oops, on the inside, I'm going to say thinking of you. Whoops, on my circle, here we go. And what's nice about this is it fits kind of in the curve. See how the shape of the lettering goes, so you can get it right down at the bottom. There we go. And I'm going to stamp my inside with Heartfelt Sympathy. So this is going to go here. Let me bring my inside back. It's going to go, here's my inside, and here's my border there. So I want my words centered in this area. And I'm going to say Heartfelt Sympathy. There we go. And I'm going to flip that over and see if I get a better stamped image. Let me put my thing back so I can see where my center was. There, I think that looks better. My S came out a little better. Okay, we'll go with this side. And I'm going to go ahead and attach that with some glue. Okay. For this piece needs to pop up because what's going to happen is this is going to tuck under. So we need some dimensionals, but only on one side. So when you go to do your dimensionals, don't flip it like a book. Flip it top to bottom and then put your dimensionals down, and they'll come out exactly where you need them to be. And so I'm going to use my dimensionals here, and I've got some edge pieces I might as well just use up. And let me get my Sahara Sand out of there. And you want to go no further than the halfway point. Leave that edge open. There. And then I'm going to flip it back and see, I've got my dimensionals only on one side. Now this is going to go exactly top to bottom and to that side. So you're going to make it meet top to bottom and the side exactly. So I just started with one part and came down. And see how it tucks right under? And there's my basic shape. And now we're going to make our doodad and finish our stamping. So I've got my Thinking of You. Let me put a piece of scratch paper down here because I need to stamp off and cover my glue. So like I said, we're going to use that seashell, and I've already used Heartfelt Sympathy, and we've got the scallops, and that's two-step stamping, and the Thinking of You we already used. So I'm going to do my pool party first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the outside shape and I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to go onto my circle, but tip it a little bit, you know, so that it gives it some interest. And then come right on top with the detail. Oh, that looks good. And then I'm all done with my pool party. Now for Petal Pink. And the reason I'm using Pool Party and Petal Pink and Sahara Sands are those are the coordinating colors in the cardstock pack. I stamped off because that Petal Pink is a little dark. And I'm also going to put one in here. Stamp off and just a little one there. Okay, and that's all the stamping. So this card comes together so fast. It's great. Let me just clean up my mess. All right, I'm gonna put that there for you guys in case you need my contact info. And okay, so I've got this. Now what I want to do is I want to put dimensionals, but only in the center here, because I don't want to come over onto these panels because I want my window to be able to open. So I actually just kind of make a little square for my circle. And that uses up the rest of that sheet of dimensionals, which is great. And there you can have it. Oops. A ding-dong moment. You got to take the papers off. There. That looks great. And I've got a little bow that I made with linen thread. And I also have some gems. And let's see here. Sorry, didn't mean to reach in front. I'm going to use some rhinestones with my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm going to just put a couple scattered around. There. All right, let me just add my bow, and I use either a glue dot, but it almost was a little too much. So I'm just going to add a dab, a little tiny, tiny dab of glue. See that little tiny bit? And I'm going to set my bow right on top, like that. And I'm going to just set my block on top to hold it just for a second. And I'll bring back in these. I used some retired gems on. I thought they looked pretty good. And when you go to stand it up, it looks like that. Let's see if this is caught. I think that's good. And there you have it. So it stands up just like that. A quick and easy card, but fun to make. Well, thank you for watching today. This is actually one of the cards we're making in my in-home class tomorrow. And I know my class members are going to love the fun fold, and this stamp set is a favorite. So thank you again for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me. I do have a host code this month. I'll put it in the description below if you see anything that you'd like. And if you have any questions, please email me, backyardstamper@gmail.com. Thanks. See you soon.